Hello everyone, this is Lakshman. Welcome back to our YouTube channel. In this video, I will help you to prepare frequently asked OOPS interview questions and answers. So understanding these concepts and the questions that are asked will help you prepare well for the job interview and tackle the real world programming assignments. So if you are having a clear idea about OOPS concept is very important if you are going to face any interview on this programming language. So the first question is what is data hiding? Data hiding is nothing but our internal data should not go out directly. That is, outside person cannot access our internal data directly. Then how can we achieve that? Outside person cannot access our internal data directly. So to protect our data by using private modifier, we can implement data hiding. For example, here is the class account and we are declaring the data members by using private keyword. So private double balance. Okay, so if you declare like this, outside person cannot access our internal data directly. Okay, so that is nothing but data hiding. Then what is the advantage of data hiding? The main advantage of data hiding is security. So the recommended modifier for data members are private keyword. Okay, then next question is what is abstraction? Abstraction is the process of hiding internal implement details and just highlight the set of services is called abstraction. Then how can we achieve abstraction? By using abstract classes and interfaces, we can implement abstraction. The main advantage of abstraction are we can achieve security as we are not highlighting our internal implementation. The second one is enhancement will become very easy because without affecting end user, you can able to perform any type of changes in our internal system, and it provides more flexibility to the end user to use system very easily, and also it improves the maintainability of the application. Okay, then what is the example for abstraction? Suppose there is a Gmail is there. When you provide the username and password and click on the submit button, it will show only compose button, inbox, outbox, sent mails, and so on. So when you click on compose, it will open, but user doesn't know what are the actions performed internally. It just opens. So that is essential for the end user. But the end user doesn't know internal actions. That is non-essential things. Okay, I hope you understand what the meaning of abstraction. So it highlights the only essential thing and it hides the non-essential thing. One more example, TV remote. Hope you already know TV remote also. So remote is a interface between user and TV, which has buttons like 0 to 10, on and off button, but we don't know circuits inside remote. So user doesn't need to know, just he is using essential thing, that is remote. Okay, the next question is what is encapsulation? Encapsulation is the process of encapsulating data and corresponding methods into a single module. That means he enclosing one or more details from outside the world through access rights. If any Java class follows data hiding and abstraction, such type of class is nothing but encapsulated class. Okay, if any class is following data hiding and abstraction, such type of class is nothing but encapsulated class. Okay, for example, I will give a real-time example where encapsulated concept you are using. Suppose there is a Bluetooth in our mobiles to transfer data between two mobile phones within a limited distance. If I turn on Bluetooth in both of the mobiles, I can transfer the desired data, but I can't access other mobiles information like gallery until and unless I get the permission from other mobile. Okay. The next question is, what is the difference between encapsulation and abstraction? For this question, I have already uploaded in my YouTube channel with very good answer. So this is one of our popular video in our YouTube channel, the difference between encapsulation and abstraction with real-time examples. I have already uploaded this video. So you just check it out in the playlist and watch it. The next question is, what is inheritance? So it is one of the popular entry question. So deriving a new class from existing class is nothing but inheritance. So then how can we implement inheritance? By using extends keyword, we can implement inheritance. So the main advantage of inheritance is reusability. Now let us see with one example, then I clearly understand how we are using inheritance. So here is an example. I have taken a class test. Okay, class name is test, and in the test class I have taken one method m1, method name is m1, and that is a parent class. Test is the parent class and demo is the child class. Okay, in the child class there is another method m2. Okay, so whatever the parent class available, by default available to the child, but whatever the child has, by default not available to the parent. Hence the child reference we can call both parent and child class method. That's the reason I have created the object for child class. Demo d equal to new demo. So by using the child reference we can call both child class methods and as well as parent class, d.m1 and d.m2. So in case if we create the parent class object like a test t equal to new test, then you can call only parent class methods only. What are the available methods in the parent class, we can call those methods. We cannot call child class like m2 method. M2 method is available in the child class. Parent class reference can be used to hold child class object, but by using the reference we can call only methods available in the parent class, and child specific methods we cannot call. The next question is, what is method signature? In Java, method signature consists of name of the method followed by argument type. For example, see here public void m1 and the following argument int I and float f. So this is entirely called method signature, name of the method and following argument types. So what about the return type? Return type will comes under method signature? No. In Java, return type is not a part of the method signature. Compiler will use method signature while resolving method calls. The next question is, what is polymorphism? Polymorphism means it has ability to take more than one form, that an operation can exhibit different behavior at a different instance depending upon the data passed in the operation. For example, As a software engineer can perform different tasks at different instance of time depending on the task assigned to him. He can done coding, and he can also done testing, analysis and design depending on the task assigned and the requirement. Suppose I will take another example. Consider a stadium of Commonwealth Games. The same stadium can use multiple tasks like swimming, running, tennis, etc. The next question is what is the difference between method overloading and method overriding? So this is one of the popular entry question for freshers as well as experienced candidate. Okay, so I have already uploaded this video in my YouTube channel, so please check it out in the playlist. The playlist name is Java programming or Java coding entry questions. Okay, you just check it out in the playlist. So the next questions are like what is the difference between loose coupling and tight coupling with examples. I have already uploaded this video also in the playlist, you can check it out. And one more entry question also important, that is what is the difference between composition and aggregation and their uses in Java. I have already uploaded this question also in the playlist, you can check it out. And what is the class and object and what is the difference between them with examples. I have already uploaded this video also in my playlist, you can just check it out. All are important frequent last entry questions in the playlist related to Java. I am providing all video links, important entry questions video links in this video description. Please check it out, all the links, and go through it and watch it. I hope you enjoy my videos. So thank you for watching.